appealing to Ryan's integrity. Interesting move. Ryan, your go.
Okay, this changes everything.
How's it going, Ryan?
Not well.
Are you sure?
No.
I like seeing this embracing of non-competition.
I'm so sorry I brought this upon you.
I don't think there's bonus points in this round. I'm real proud of you.
Welcome to Things That Get Wrong, your general trivia podcast with a healthy dose of internet and media things. I'm Ryan Bott.
I'm Rachel Miller.
I'm Stuart Hopkins.
And today we get to welcome one of my best friends for, 20 plus years? Melon Hawk on Twitch. Gaming it up, Mr. Nathan Drake.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome.
It's good to be back for number 4. Do I get a jacket at 5? That's what I really want.
You
I
need a
think
gold
the jacket's
jacket?
at 10.
That's right.
So far away.
Ryan, where's my jacket?
We'll get there.
You guys don't have like team jackets or like bowling shirts?
Wish.
Oh, I have a
Another thing.
Letterman jacket. Is that why it's so hot in here?
Yeah,
That would
probably.
explain it.
Yeah, man, we're excited to have you on. But if we can, basically, I don't know what everyone else has been doing all summer. I have been trying to learn how to garden. So basically, all I want to do this episode is spend an hour with Stu and say, okay, what about this plant? Okay, this one, is the dirt, is soil, is it good for water? No, these are looking a little leggy. What about this one?
I was going to say, like, man, I'm so excited about this. I hope that there's some garden-based trivia. This is going to be awesome.
We're getting there.
Just send me a live stream of all your plants, and I'll feel right at home.
Oh my gosh, my setup. I have a new setup for plants. It's amazing. I recently got in a very large haul of succulents that the countdown clock is going to be for how long I can keep them each alive. Because notoriously, succulents are very easy to keep alive, but also very easy to kill.
Right. I just painstakingly went through. So, like, I acquired a bunch of plants like about a year ago or so. And I guess with some of them, they had scale, which is like an infestation.
Oh.
And they had like whatever the little white fuzzy infestation is as well. Mealyworms.
Oh,
right.
God,
and I
God.
Right. And so, like, I have a jade plant that was gifted to me that was about 30 years old, apparently. And then I had the one that I've had since high school, which is, I guess, at this point, like a decade. And yeah, both of them got completely infested. So a couple of days ago, I spent the entirety of a night with rubbing alcohol and Q-tips and just literally every single leaf on like every plant I had, trying to clean everything out. So
You can also spray bottle them because it'll evaporate so fast.
I had been spray bottling them, rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, like soapy water, you name it, and it wouldn't go away. So I had to really resort to the drastic measures.
I remember when Rachel first started bringing in some succulents, we had that from a shop. I think some that were purchased from
It was my little aloe.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But
I kept having to repot it because of it, and I eventually let it to root rot because I couldn't keep track of all the things with it because of stupid mealyworms.
That's so sad.
yeah, but right now, the succulents Rachel has look amazing and just got some in. And I have a few things going well, some like basil and stuff that's doing okay. And then I also have some leafy greens that look super leggy and like they're probably going to die.
That's okay. I mean, somebody made a post that was like, hey, can we all just collectively agree that we spent like $150 to get like one bowl of pesto this year? Like, that's their gardening. I mean,
That's fair. We've been doing wheatgrass though. Wheatgrass is super easy. You don't even need soil for that. So that's been good. We give them a haircut every couple days and make some smoothies with it.
That's beautiful. Nathan, do you do any gardening?
So I don't.
Nathan, what's your relationship with eating vegetables?
The missus does. I eat carrots and green beans and peas, and everything else can just, maybe not so much.
Unless you have a couple.
That's at least 2.5 vegetables more than I've ever seen you eat in the 20 years of knowing you.
That's fair. So we're doing big gardening, though, because this week we got mailed a letter from the Arbor Foundation, and we filled out a survey and sent in a donation, and they're sending us 10 trees for our yard.
What?
What? That's a thing?
Yeah, you just get randomly selected. So we bought a house this year, and I think that's probably connected to it. But yeah, they sent us something, and we went to their website, and yeah, they like sent us 10 trees for our area that are supposed to thrive in our area, and we were like, yeah, we'll take those.
Dude, well, one, congrats on the house, but two, that's awesome about the trees.
Yeah, we were very surprised like 2 days ago when it came in the mail. I was like, what is this? And she was like, more trees? Yes, all of them.
Awesome. Dude, you got to take pictures when they start sprouting and everything, because that's super cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so they're going to put 10 on your property, or like you sponsor them?
So you could do either. You could either have them planted somewhere else, or they just mail them to you. They're like 12. They're not very old, obviously, but yeah, they just mail them to you.
I can't wait for the UPS "we missed you while you were gone" post.
Yeah, I can't remember what 8 of the other ones are, but I know there's 2 like Creighton myrtles. So I can't remember what all the other ones are off the top of my head, but yeah, it'll be interesting since we already have probably, I don't know, 14 trees on our property. So
yes.
Yeah, the area, the garden space you have is awesome. I've also got to ask, since we're a few months before a whole new console generation, I want to know what you're gonna do with Xbox PS4 stuff.
So I've committed all my thoughts to this, and I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm buying a PS5 at launch, and I'm probably never gonna buy another Xbox again because all they're pushing is Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I've upgraded my PC this year, so I don't need an Xbox. I just get all their games on Game Pass, and it's a done deal. I was planning on buying one, and then I go, wait a minute, why? Why do this?
Why?
There's no point. They're not trying to sell me this system. They're like, no, we got this subscription service. Just take that.
It's true. I mean, like, what is it? 100 million registered Game Pass people now. Like, they're a service company, and they're crushed. I mean, in a year or so, like, it's gonna be, well, once all like the Apple craziness finally works itself out, like, you could spend $15 and just play Halo and stuff on an iPad. And now that that's delayed, like, I can't imagine buying an Xbox right now. And to be honest, like, I think this will be the first time in a while that I'm just gonna wait a little while for a new console.
Yeah. I mean, the PlayStation will get my money day one. They always do. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, all these games, I only buy exclusives on the Xbox anyways. So now there's almost no point for me to touch it.
Yeah. And every game on Xbox now is essentially a Netflix model of just you buy into the subscription and you have everything. It's an awesome service, but yeah, I'm pretty much with you. Although I've come to the realization that I am the definition of a casual gamer now. I play like 2 biggish games a year and then mix my time between like one night of Madden, a little bit of Rocket League, a couple fun little children's games, and that's kind of it.
I mean, you've been wheeling and dealing consoles for the last like 10 years. I think you've owned like all of the consoles at one point, and then once at the same time, and then got rid of them and bought them again. I feel like you're on this wheel of like, I haven't touched it in a month. I got rid of it. 4 months later, I got in the mood again, so I got one.
It's true. I think it's that way with most stuff. The fact that this podcast is steady is like the anomaly. But it's like I'm in the art for like 2 months, and then I bow out for a year, that kind of thing.
Makes sense.
But yeah, man. But yeah, we're happy you're here. There's obviously cause for celebration because this is the 50th ever episode.
Oh,
yeah. And this is a round robin game where all 4 of us are going to be bringing a round of trivia for the other 3 to answer. And we'll get started with Stu in a moment, but we do want to sort of like, we've been thinking about the way that we handle some of this audio a little bit, and we're gonna try to do a couple small things. Like we're gonna bring in some guests more often and do stuff like that. So I think we've really hit our stride with sort of the full game from me, and then the round robin game from everybody, and we've done that for over a year now, a year and a half, or whatever it's been. But I think we're going to get into the habit where, we've listened to the audience and, bring in different ideas. And I think we're going to try sort of the standard game for most weeks or most episodes is going to be a round robin style. We just get a more collective, differentiating group of questions and all sorts of stuff like that. And I think we're also going to go forward. One thing that we realized in past episodes is that trying to buzz in super quick or shout the answer when it's like one word has been said isn't the best audio experience. So we're gonna, for the most part, there may be a few rounds that really need like a quick on the buzzer sort of scenario. But I think what we're gonna try and do is, for the most part, the standard modus operandi will be wait for the entire question to be read, buzz in. I think we can all fairly also align with the idea that like the competitive nature of it is probably not the most important part of the show. Right. So we may not have to do the quick buzz in. So we may implement something. I think even in the show, we may have to figure out how to do it. Like if two people buzz in, within the scope of a second or really quick, we may default to everyone lock in their answer and say it at once. May figure a couple things out, but kind of the next few episodes we'll probably be trying out a few different formats and just playing around with stuff. But it's all in trying to make the audio experience as good as it can be and as fun as it can be.
Absolutely,
I love it.
Yeah. So we will start the round robin then with Stu whenever you're ready.
Cool. Thank you. Alrighty. My round robin round is called Garage Sale Regrets. These questions are framed around items that your mom probably sold at a garage sale and are worth way more than you think nowadays. It's a typical round of trivia, right? I'll give a question. If you get it right on the first hint, it's worth 2 points. If you get it right on the hint after that, it is worth 1 point.
Oh my God. I already have one in my head that has just like mortified me as a child and changed my life going forward.
Dude, is it a Charizard card?
That would be part of it.
Alrighty. So most of these, are like, collector's items and things like that. So question number 1. It came with your favorite Happy Meal. These 6 collectible items featured a Disney hero, his father, his trusty steed, and several other characters from the film.
Ryan. Is this Hercules toys?
Can you be more specific?
Hercules and Pegasus?
Almost. I can't give it to you though. These are 6 specific things from a McDonald's Happy Meal.
Gotcha.
Rachel?
Nathan, you had buzzed in.
Oh, did he?
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Was it the collector's edition Disney plates?
It sure was the collector edition Disney plates. Those
okay, well, I was going to be wrong.
I remember. Oh my God.
Yeah. I remember those.
They were so good. And so apparently they go for quite a lot on eBay nowadays. Like it's a plastic plate, but they're $150 for the whole set.
Because there were so few created.
Them. Right. There were so few created, but everybody remembers them though. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Question number 2. Who doesn't remember that distinct half raw, half powder brownie taste from the 90s? These light bulb powered toys are known to fetch a pretty penny now.
Ryan. Is this an Easy Bake Oven?
This is an Easy Bake Oven.
Oh my, I had one.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I had one for ages. And my parents would buy all the stupid little recipe things, and me and my sister made so many things. They were gross, and it was an amazing experience.
Was it literally just like a house light bulb inside of it?
It was much warmer.
I was going to say, it was supposedly an iridescent light bulb, right? Or
you could cook cookie dough in it.
So
you could cook actual cookie dough
for vegetables.
One that goes, it got insanely hot, to the point, if you touch the metal after it came out, it would, burn you, and it would only be in there for a couple minutes, so a little bit too warm.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, no, there was, it was everything unsafe about a 90s kid's toy.
It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right. Apparently there was things like cheese pizza. That was one of the things you could make for it. And I don't remember eating that. I just remember the brownie, and that was about it.
I remember the brownies, yeah.
We did the brownies. We did actual cookie dough that didn't come with it. We did the cookie dough in the packets. We did little cake packets. We did pizzas. We did grilled cheese. We also did a little bit of improvisation when we didn't have any of the recipe things. But yeah, there was a lot of use of it.
What is improv? Like a Barbie with sprinkles on it?
It's what
I told about my mom. If the kids are begging for pizza, but we're not going to get a pizza, what we'll get is we'll make a nice piece of white toast. We'll put a little pizza sauce on it. We'll put a little cheese on it. You can set it through, and for two very little kids who don't quite know better, it's enough.
Nice. Oh man, sorry, quick tangent. That reminds me, so Sterling wanted pizza for lunch one day, and we didn't have any on hand, so instead I took a mason jar lid and cut out circles inside of a tortilla and made him like pizza quesadillas out of that.
Yep.
And that is probably the best parenting move I've ever done. Because now it's like, he's so excited. He's all about it.
My parents also did that, I'll have you know, and I'm still excited about it.
That's awesome.
But that all makes sense, except for the fact that the tortilla is already a circle.
Yeah, but he wanted little ones. He wanted mini pizzas.
That's fair. Okay. I thought you were going to say cut into a piece of bread or toast, and that made sense. But
right.
Yeah,
Now,
I gotcha.
Mini pizzadillas. It's totally worth it.
Nice.
Alrighty, question number 3. Everyone knew that one kid who claims to have had one at some point. The rarest of the 151 in their collection. Everybody knew that one kid.
Right.
Rachel?
I heard Ryan first on that buzzer.
This might be a good instance to try out that everyone plays.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that actually would be probably pretty good. Alrighty. Everybody lock in their answer, and we'll start. We'll go Ryan, Rachel, Nathan.
All right.
Sure.
I'm a little slightly confused as to if it's one or the other, if it's a square or a rectangle, but I'm going to say Pokemon cards.
Okay. We'll go on to Rachel.
I think it would be a shiny Charizard.
Okay. And then Nathan?
I was going to say Mewtwo, but I have no idea of anything Pokemon related. Except for Onyx. It's my favorite for some reason. That's about as far as my knowledge goes.
That's okay. Well, now it's good to know, though. So the only one who technically got it right would be Rachel. It is a first edition Charizard card, or a shiny Charizard.
I know this.
Which, as everybody knows, is worth several $1,000s now, around specific requirements with it.
Man,
Well, that's
I
all of
do
them.
not even want to know how much money got sent to I think it was like a family friend's kid from my mom's work, and she, in her full credit, like this was years after, and I think we were cleaning out stuff. I think I said it was okay, and then immediately came to regret. Like I had the old school, like I used to do this every weekend, like go play Pokemon at the local Toys R Us, and had the red box crate with the stickers on it, with a bunch of holos. I don't know what was first edition or not. I don't want to know. At one point in college, I really, really got close to buying an entire sheet of all 151. And then I came to my senses, like, this would be the stupidest thing to spend $400 on in college.
Especially in college.
But man, I wish I still had those cards.
I still have my box of originals. And I can tell you that one of them is a shiny Charizard, but it is not first edition.
It makes a huge difference. Like I collect Tolkien books. Now those guys can go for a pretty penny. But I mean, you can really find someone, unfortunately. I hate to say this, but unfortunately you do oftentimes, like I've gotten more of my rare books by somebody online probably doesn't know its value. Selling it on eBay, and I'm like, great. I got a first edition. Awesome. Great. This is amazing. This is just lucky. And I just got lucky. Right time, right place.
Oh my gosh.
I think Nathan can actually attest to the best find I ever scored in my life, which is we were in the same high school. I think it was statistics class. And we were reading the newspaper because there's nothing to do in a normal statistics class. And I found, this won't mean
Especially
anything
not
to
that
a lot
class.
of people. Yeah. But I found a Fender Rhodes, which is a 1970s keyboard, like classic keyboard, for $100. And I literally had to go take a phone call. So I made a phone call and I asked, and this lady picked up, and I asked, is it the one with the speakers? Because it's a suitcase one, for those who know. It's just like with the full speaker. It's really nice. And I was like, do you know how many keys it is? And she said, hold on. I said, no, you don't have to count each key. And she said, okay, that's fine. and said it was okay to pick up. So I literally just left school that day and went and picked up a Fender Rhodes for $100, and I still have it today. It is like my pride and joy.
It is my favorite instrument you've ever had, so that just goes along with it. It is definitely the best keyboard sound. It's just wonderful.
Don't
Comes
ever
into
let that go.
Comes
No,
into
I
a
hope
close
not.
second to that pink guitar that you got rid of that I loved and was beautiful and wanted to hang on the wall.
Yeah, that was a nice guitar. But that Fender Rhodes is like, I think I tracked it back to the same week of my birthday in like the early, I forget what year, but like the mid to late 70s, I think, like 77 or so.
Wow.
I was just like, dude, this thing is so awesome. But yeah,
What a
garage
score.
sale keepsakes, eh?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well done. Alrighty. Question number 4. While some thought that they were a toy directly inspired out of the film Gremlins, these toys were supposedly cuddly and cute and came in a multitude of colors and hairstyles.
Rachel.
Ryan.
Nathan.
Ooh, this isn't everybody. All right, everybody lock in your answers.
Yeah,
3, 2, 1. Ryan?
Furby.
Rachel?
The little trolls.
And Nathan.
Also Furby.
It is Furby for sure.
Okay, never mind.
Troll dolls were pretty popular, but Furby, it literally looked like the creature from Gremlins.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Did you guys ever have one?
No,
I
they
I think
creep
I
me
had
out.
one from McDonald's. I can't remember if I ever, like, if they were sold outside of that much or not.
Yeah. I didn't have like a real one, but I remember some kids that I hung out with did, and it always freaked me out.
My 70-year-old grandparents had one.
Oh.
They were the only people that did. They didn't really talk to it, but it spoke pretty good English half the time. And I was like, well, who is messing with this thing? Is it just listening? What is going on?
It's the prototype of Alexa.
For sure.
All right, question number 5. We all at some point thought we would have the ultra rare one with a defect. These collectible stuffed animals overtook the 90s toy market by storm.
Rachel?
Ryan.
I heard Rachel first.
I agree.
Okay. Beanie Babies.
It is Beanie Babies.
I got one for my grades for a few years in a row.
Oh,
Nice.
that's adorable.
I don't know if I remember the story, like the fact that defects were the thing that made him special.
There was so many rumors about it, that
Right.
right, like it was one of those things that like the internet wasn't popular enough and information was not quick enough that you could still believe in random rumors. And yeah, like I mean, it really the only ones that were worth anything were defects. But
Fair enough.
I mean, the 90s had a whole problem with that no matter what, because the comic book industry had the same thing happen where
that's
people were
right.
just
True.
buying up all these comics because they thought they were going to be worth something. And they're like, no, you overprinted. Like, now they're all worthless. That's
Right.
not how it works. The reason
Yeah.
these things from the 60s are popular is because there's not that many of them. So,
I forgot about that. Yeah. Which, I mean, who knows, though? Maybe the widespread popularity due to that kind of led to the cinematic Marvel universe we have today.
yeah, fair enough. But it does make a point when stuff is still coming out as new and there's already a collector's guide on the future value of them, probably not a good idea to jump on that bandwagon.
Right?
I think you should also be like aware, and this is because I do a lot of research into collecting Tolkien books, is that publishers continue to publish things that look the same years and years after the first one came out. So you might have a 7th edition 49th printing. It means nothing, but a first edition first printing, even though it looks exactly the same, is worth thousands.
Mhm.
This is where you get into the weird thing of, and also where, like, if the editions were first printed in England, they're going to be worth more than the first editions in the US and all that jazz.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's its own like deep dive into actual value.
Yes, very.
Alrighty. Question number 6 and last question of the round. Tiny figures that you can take anywhere. These miniature toys and playsets let you move your figure around compact scenery and sometimes connect to other sets.
Rachel.
Rachel.
Polly Pockets.
It is Polly Pockets.
Oh.
My brother cut mine up behind the couch because he got angry.
What?
He was never punished for it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. See, it's one of those things that sticks with you.
I had hundreds and hundreds of pieces, and he literally sat behind the couch and cut them up. My parents said he didn't mean it. Welcome to my life. I'm not
family
upset
secrets
about
coming up.
Right?
No, not at all. No, you seem like you've gotten past it for sure.
Trauma coming out of the woodwork. Now, the only correct thing to do for him to redeem himself is to buy you all of those sets again for Christmas one year. Like, that's the only way that he can come back from that.
I agree.
Or just
fully
to
agree.
break his laptop.
But you didn't mean it.
He already broke it himself. He got there first.
Alrighty, so that ends the the garage sale regrets round.
Love it.
Do you know what the scores are sitting at, Ryan?
Yeah, so I have Rachel with 6 points, Nathan with 4 points, myself with 4 points, and Stu. I know this isn't fair to say, but I just love saying it. It's just holding down the fort.
I like being here. It's okay.
Rachel, whenever you're ready.
Okay, guys, bear with me. I took full advantage of the fact that there's finally a rule in place about you guys having to wait to answer until I've read everything. And my questions are already notoriously long. They're even longer.
I'm going to read an entire Tolkien chapter. You tell me what book it came from.
Oh my god.
You're actually quite close. The premise of this round is simple. I want you to give me the author. In celebration of 50 episodes, each of these authors are associated with 50 or more books. I will give you 6 clues. These are all huge authors. After 3, I will ask if anyone has a guess. Any answer at that point is worth 2 points. If no one has an answer, I will give the subsequent 3. Any answer after the final hints will be worth 1 point.
Okay.
Cool.
So I've made, most of my hints are pretty long and every part of it is relevant. There's no kind of red herrings. I pulled out things that would lead you hopefully to them. They would lead me to them, even though many of these authors, perhaps I have not read books on, but it would kind of be a elimination at that point.
So these are titles of the books?
No, the authors themselves.
Okay.
Well, sorry. Right. So the answer would be the author, but
Clues can be anything.
Okay.
Some include books, some include movies, some include education, some include their backgrounds, some include their lives, because some of them have very interesting backgrounds that led to them being authors that are pretty well known.
Okay. So, sorry, how are you delineating the point? Are you taking a break between?
Yes, I'll take a break between the first 3 and the second 3.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And if you guys get it after the first 3, I will of course share the second 3 for the audience.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Okay. Question number 1, hint number 1. He was born on October 8th, 1943 in Columbus, Ohio, and has published over 91 works. Hint 2. One of his pen names is Eric Affabee. And hint number 3, the Guinness Book of World Records held him as the best-selling children's author of all time in 2003. He is still alive.
Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Is this R.L. Stein?
That is right. Excellent.
Nice.
Ooh.
2 points to Ryan. The other point hints for this was hint number 4 was he was the co-creator of the Nickelodeon series Eureka's Castle, which aired from 1989 to 1991. His first novel, written in 1986, is called Blind Date. And his second most popular novel, with over 80 million sales, is called Fear Street. Which, if you combine that with the children's novel, is of course first most popular novel is Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
And Fear Street is being made into movies by Netflix next summer.
Is it?
That is correct.
Nice.
Cool.
That gets me no points. Just thought I'd throw.
Well, there's a lot of these that have been.
So I always imagine R.L. Stein as just this man who like lives in a cabin on top of a hill and just is like, I want to be alone and smoke my pipe. I am R.L. Stein.
I always feel like he's just like a super normal dude that lives in a neighborhood, but like you go in his house and it's full of like super creepy stuff. Like, house looks totally great on the outside. You would never suspect it. But you walk in there and you're like, oh my God, I went to the wrong place.
Okay. You guys ready for question number 2?
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
She was born on the 15th of September, 1890 in Devon, England, and died on the 12th of January, 1976 in Oxfordshire after having been made a lady. She left, hint number 2. She left the private company she created to manage her 85 works in strict control of her daughter, and eventually, in 2005, a large portion of it was transferred to the UK National Trust, an organization tasked in part with the preservation of national heritage. And then hint number 3. I told you some of these get a little long. She was 18 years old when she wrote her first short story called A House of Beauty, which eventually became an early version of the short story collection, The House of Dreams.
So can I just take a guess?
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if I have the years even close, but I'm going to say Emily Dickinson.
That is incorrect. Emily Dickinson, I believe, was American.
That could be one thing.
Any other guesses? Okay. Hint number 4. In 1928, she took a train from Europe to Istanbul and Baghdad. It was in Iraq that she became friends with an archaeologist and his wife who invited her to come on a second dig 2 years later. It was on that trip that she met her second husband, archaeologist Max Mallowan. Hint number 5. This journey became the eventual inspiration for one of her most popular novels, published in 1934, which has been adopted in film at least twice, television at least 3 times, and into a 2006 computer game. And hint number 6. Her most popular novel, published in 1939, is And Then There Were None. Any guesses?
I feel really bad.
I know.
I will.
I mean, I can take another stab.
Okay, go ahead, Ryan.
Jane Goodall?
No, Jane Goodall is a scientist for
I
chimpanzees.
know, but you can do 2 things.
Right,
I know.
works.
She's
Hang
also,
out
I
with
believe, still
archaeologists.
alive.
Good for her.
Good for her.
I think we've had this conversation on another one of the podcast episodes. This is actually... Any other guesses?
I don't think I know the author, but I want to say it's the author that wrote Agatha Christie.
Well, you're right in its own way. The author is Agatha Christie. She also, I guess, wrote Agatha Christie when she wrote by Agatha Christie, so you're not wrong.
I've never
the
been
train
so
ride.
right and felt so dumb at the same time.
The train ride inspiration was, of course, Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh.
I had to change that around because she took literally the Orient Express there, but that would give it straight away to you guys.
Oh.
So
It
1
would
point
not
to Nathan.
That's fair.
Nicely done.
Okay, 1 point to Nathan there. Question number 3. He was born on February 8th, 1955 in Arkansas. And it's hard to believe that this author dreamed of being a baseball player more than anything. Hint number 2. His book, A Painted House, released just a few years ago, which has been suggested to be at least a partial autobiography, deals with a young farmer boy who dreams of being a baseball player, but the foreword of the more recent novel, Calico Joe, confronts that dream, giving up that dream after a baseball pitcher intentionally aimed at him and he narrowly escaped serious injury. And hint number 3. As a young man who lacked formal education, he worked his way up in various labor positions until a gunfight broke out at his job site, which forced him to take shelter until police arrived. This event changed the course of his life, and he decided to go to college.
Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Boy, this feels like it's taken a lot of turns. So I'm just going to assume that all politicians eventually write a book, and I'm going to say Bill Clinton.
No.
All right. Thank God.
Any other guesses?
No, not at this point.
You can take a shot and guess again after the next.
No, because I know it's not him. Well, I guess no, it's not.
Okay.
That's not it.
I don't have a guess.
Who's the person who wrote Benjamin Franklin?
Hint number 4. In 1977, he graduated from the University of Mississippi and subsequently obtained his law degree from the same university, after which he intended to become a tax attorney. Hint number 5. Just 3 years out of law school, he was elected to the Mississippi House of Representatives, where he served 2 terms and has since remained a political activist. And hint number 6. And in 1984, he claims he experienced the case of his career, even though it was not his case at all, but rather a child's moving testimony that he watched. This inspired his first novel, published in 1989. It was made into a 1996 movie starring Sandra Bullock, Matthew McConaughey, and Samuel L. Jackson. Jackson later won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his part. I guarantee you all know the movie.
Man. You said lawyer movie. I was going to assume Philadelphia, but that obviously can't be it. I have no idea, and I'm going to feel real dumb.
Right. I'm sure I'm going to know it, but I have nothing.
Anything, Nathan?
James Patterson?
Incorrect, but you're in the right sphere.
I'm just throwing out every author I know.
Tom Clancy.
That was my other guess, you know?
Okay. So, this is John Grisham.
So close.
You were really close.
And
He was one of the 8 authors I was thinking
That
of.
are always on the end cap of the books I don't read.
the movie is a Time to Kill. It's
I actually don't know that.
It's a very moving story about a child getting savagely attacked and racial issues, but it's actually very good. His subsequent movies include The Firm, The Rainmaker, The Client, The Runaway Jury, The Chamber, a lot of them.
Huh.
The Pelican Brief. So, question number 4. This is actually the hardest one of the round. I'm sure everyone knows his best-selling book, but his knowing him as the author is actually quite a bit more difficult. So, hint number 1. After being born on the 22nd of April, 1899, into nobility, this author was forced to flee Russia when the October Revolution took hold, claiming many lives of those in the nobility, including the infamous Grand Duchess Anastasia Romanov. Hint number 2. In 1922, he graduated from the University of Cambridge, an experience which inspired many of his later works, including the novels Glory and The Real Life of Sebastian Knight. And in 1940, the family, which included sister Olga, a close friend of Ayn Rand, fled Europe ahead of the Nazi invasion and settled in Manhattan. His brother chose to remain behind and was murdered in the Neuengamme concentration camp in 1945. This event and his childhood served as the backbone for many of his novels, which focused on the various themes of totalitarianism. I wish you the very best. This one was too much fun to pass up. He has a very interesting background.
I don't even, I mean, I could say a book title. I don't even know if I can get to an author's name.
Give me a book title. Let's see if you get close.
The Brothers Kazanov.
No, that is, I believe that's Tolstoy.
Is it?
I believe so. I could be wrong, but it's not this author.
Okay.
Is it? It's not George Orwell, is it?
It is not, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no guess. So
It was, and sorry, the Brothers Karamazov.
No, please continue.
The Brothers Karamazov is Dostoevsky. Jesus, I can't speak.
Dostoevsky?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay. Well, it's not correct either.
I figured.
Hint number 4. In the U.S., he took several university teaching positions, including in literature at Cornell, where he would teach a young Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Hint number 5. He died in 1977 in Switzerland. His last work, the originals of Laura, still unfinished, which he instructed his son to burn. The son did not do so, and the unfinished work remained in a vault. It was finally fully published in 2009. And his greatest success came from the works he wrote in English, including his best-selling work, which is listed in the top 30 best-selling books of all time, and was his own translation into English from Russian, Lolita. Everyone knows that Lolita is a great selling book.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows who the author is.
Nope.
And I obviously knew that other fact too. Definitely.
Well, since it seems like this one has got you guys pretty well stumped, this is Vladimir Nabokov.
Sounds like a hockey player.
I mean, that's generally a Russian name. Fifth and, surprisingly, final question of the round. Hint number 1. This English-born author and fighter pilot has been a champion of children's literature since his first children's book was published in 1943. Hint number 2. Interestingly, though intended to tell a fairy tale, one of his most popular children's books was subsequently loosely adapted into a 1984 Steven Spielberg comedy horror film. Hint number 3. At the same time, he was a fan of writing in the macabre genre and won 3 Edgar Awards presented by the Mystery Writers of America. Stories of this genre that have been lauded include Tales of the Landlady and Skin. I'll give you another little bit of a hint. We referenced that movie earlier in Stu's round.
Oh, I was going to assume it was, because I think Stand By Me was a book first.
Yes, it was.
So,
any other guesses?
Is H.G. Wells?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Slightly after his time.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm just trying to think of, like, English authors, potentially, because I have no idea.
Hint number 4. In his stories, he's well known for villains that hate and belittle the children protagonists who are helped by the one good adult. Many of these storylines have been adapted into award-winning movies, plays, and musicals. Hint number 5. He also adopted storylines that exposed classist issues, such as in The Fantastic Mr. Fox. And hint number 6. This author is well known for attempting to write a screen adaptation of his book that, when ultimately finished by another screenwriter, became a 1971 cult classic, which the author promptly disowned.
Sorry, 1971 cult classic?
Yes. I guarantee you all know this author, and you guys have all either read books or seen movies.
I'm trying to think. It sounded sort of like you're referencing like the Goonies or even Home Alone or something. 71 cult classic.
Is Gremlins that old?
Yeah. Oh, no, not 71, not 71. But it was, I will give you a little bit in that it was the 1984 film.
Gremlins was the 1984 film?
Uh-huh.
The heck wrote Gremlin? Isn't Gremlins 2 the one that was the doc for Best Worst Movie?
I don't know, but I do know that when the book was written, it was a children's book intended to tell a fairy tale, because in the British Air Force, there was like a joke about how little tiny gremlins would mess with things when people weren't around. So it was supposed to be very lighthearted. It was very loose adaptation.
I thought you were going to say, I know this because it was the first hint in my question.
I would do that, but no. Okay. Well,
I don't know.
You guys seem like this one's a little far off. This is Roald Dahl.
Really?
Oh.
He wrote Gremlins. He wrote Fantastic Mr. Fox. He wrote Matilda.
Yeah.
Matilda, James and Giant Peach.
Yeah.
He
BFG.
also
BFG, yeah.
He also wrote one of the James Bond screenplays, either like You Only Live Twice or Die Twice, something like that. He wrote that one. Yes, and he got halfway through and couldn't finish the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which is an adaptation of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And so they finished it, and he hated it. Absolutely hated it.
Oh, the new movie one.
No, the original. He hated it.
The original.
Wait, he didn't... Oh, really? I didn't know that with the Gene Wilder.
Oh, he absolutely despised it. He thought the songs were awful. They changed the ending. He thought it was ruined. And his wife made the comment of, well, the children liked the original book ending. Why did they have to change it for the movie? And he thought the characters were all wrong.
I didn't know that. I'm a really big fan of the movie. And
apparently there was a huge section about how much he hated it.
I've told myself for years that I'm going to read those books, and I still haven't.
Do you guys also want to know another family secret while I'm at it? My cousin stole my copy of Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, which is the sequel to it.
Right.
She asked to read it, and I never saw it again, and then they told me that I never gave it to them. Yay, family! I say it because I can laugh about it now, because it's really not a huge deal, because I already read it and everything. But, okay, so that's all 5 of my questions. Ryan, where do our scores stand at?
All right. That was a tough one. I have Nathan with 5, myself with 6, Rachel with 6, and Stu just holding down the fort.
Yeah.
Ooh, Stu.
We got recliners now.
Oh, nice.
You're going to need them. There are only 3 points in that round.
That was tough.
All right, Nathan, if you're feeling ready, it's your round.
Yes, so I took inspiration. So it's general trivia, very general. But I took inspiration from Saturday Night Live's Celebrity Jeopardy sketches.
Ooh.
And they always had that section called Potent Potables.
Yes.
And so this is going to be called Nathan's Notables. So Ryan has a distinct advantage here because it's things I like and he's known me the longest.
Oh boy.
So it's a slanted category, so we'll put an asterisk if Ryan ends up winning. But hopefully they're general enough. Okay, so question 1. This 2013 father-daughter tale was considered a revolutionary step of story in video games. Its 2020 sequel has been one of the most debated games in recent memory.
Stu.
Ryan.
Stu.
Yeah. The Last of Us.
That is correct, and Stu is on the board.
Sweet. Sorry, I gasped. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I realized what it was. I was like, oh man, I actually know this one.
The gasp was great. Okay, question number 2. This horror classic once had a 1-900 number to talk to its leading man. This franchise also has ties to Will Smith, Lawrence Fishburne, Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt, Roseanne, and Ted Nugent.
How does Roseanne tie in? That's what I'm curious about. I have no idea what the answer is.
You said phone number, and I immediately assumed it would be like Blair Witch or something.
You take a guess, and then I got a guess.
I don't have anything yet.
Rachel.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
That is incorrect.
Stu?
Go ahead, Stu.
Is this Tales of the Crypt?
It is not Tales of the Crypt.
Oh, crap. I can't think of the movie name. Just thinking of the one I can think of with Lawrence Fishburne. I can't think of the name of it. I don't have it.
All right. Do we want to do a hint for 1 point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This was a 80s horror classic that was remade as recently as the early 2010s.
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
Wait, sorry. Did you say Johnny Depp?
Rachel?
I did say Johnny Depp.
So this would be Nightmare on Elm Street?
It is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh.
Ryan gets 1 point. So I will go through the connections.
I was going to say only because he is iconically now featuring or whatever it is. Johnny Depp is his first role.
Yeah. So they say that a lot. So Will Smith made a song about it called "The Nightmare on My Street."
Getting jiggy with it?
Yeah, basically. So yeah, Will Smith has a song when he was like a teenager, like right before Fresh Prince, about Nightmare on Elm Street. Lawrence Fishburne was in a couple of the movies as a orderly at like one of the asylums. Johnny Depp was in the first one in his first role. Brad Pitt was in the TV series that was short-lived.
Oh.
And then Roseanne and Ted Nugent were both in the 5th movie, I believe. 5th or 6th movie.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Question number 3. This tabletop game created in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, has been part of a great resurgence since its 5th iteration launched in 2014.
Rachel. Rachel.
I'm sure this is everybody.
No, you just wanted to be.
Wait,
I
hang on.
called it.
I didn't actually hear the full question. I heard about Resurgence in 2014. It was made in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, but I didn't hear the rest.
Okay. So this tabletop game created in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin has been part of a great resurgence since its 5th iteration launched in 2014. Because if Ryan buzzed in during the question, not following his own rules, he's just, set in
I'm trying
stone.
to help out everybody. We all know it.
Yes, by cutting off the question and making it hard to hear. Yes, that's helping everybody.
Yeah. Good call, Rachel. All right. We'll do a round, give everybody a shot, starting with Rachel.
This is D&D.
Okay. Stu.
Yeah, D&D.
Ryan.
This is Dungeons and Dragons 5e edition.
Correct. Dungeons and Dragons is correct. Everybody gets a point.
Yeah, we forgot. Both Stu and Nathan are resident DMs.
You're a DM? Oh my gosh.
I am. We can get into my 3-year-long campaign sometime.
Every time I come back to Oklahoma and hang out with Nathan, it's generally followed by 4 hours of talking about D&D stuff.
Yeah.
There's just so much story going on. Can't help it. Okay, question 4. This book series has left its fans wanting more since its second installment came out in 2011, led by a red-haired bard with a knack for the arcane.
Rachel.
Ryan.
Rachel was first.
No,
This is the
I thought we
King
were
Killer
doing-
Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss, consisting of The Name of the Wind, The Wise Man's Fear, and The Slow Regard of Silent Things, and includes a small short story in the Rogues thing that also includes short stories by George R.R. Martin. Thank you.
You don't get extra points, but yes, that is 100% correct.
Oh, it was full spite towards Ryan.
What happened? I'm sorry. As I recount the rule of within 1 second or so, I'll just note that I'm currently holding the Slow Regard of Silent Things in my hand right now.
I can't see that to verify, so that point will go to
I know.
Rachel.
You also can't see the poster of the Slow Regard of Silent Things in the background of my shot.
He bought 2 when he bought 1 for me.
Oh
my God.
We can also recount that as you now give 2 points to Rachel and none to me.
How's it going, Ryan?
Not well.
It's okay. There's 2 more questions in this round, and I think you might know the answer to one of them, so it's okay. Question number 5. This seafaring fellow is known for his circumnavigation of the world in a single expedition between 1577 and 1580. The passage between the South American and Antarctica is named after him.
Rachel.
Rachel.
This is the Magellan Strait, or the Strait of Magellan.
That is incorrect.
That is incorrect?
Ryan.
Darn it.
Ryan.
This is named after Sir Francis Bacon.
Rachel.
That is so close, but incorrect.
I know where he's wrong.
Rachel's already had an answer. Stu?
I don't have
Use your
anything
video game knowledge.
Wait, hey, all right, yeah.
I feel like an idiot.
I feel like I have to say
Out
this.
of all of us on this, let's take a poll on who is most wanted to go to Antarctica and most looked up all of this stuff and who knows this passage specifically.
Oh, I don't know.
Stu, you know this.
I mean, so is it? It's the character, right?
No, it is a real explorer from the 16th century.
I don't know.
Ryan.
Rachel.
Rachel did buzz in before Ryan, but I'll give you both a shot.
I believe
To
the
make up
passage
for my
is the
previous
Drake passage.
Okay.
It's called the Drake Passage.
Yes, it's Sir
Named
Francis
after-
Drake.
I
Not Sir Francis Bacon.
know.
That was beautiful, though, Ryan. I do encourage
I
that
was
again.
excited and I was hungry.
Oh, that was great. Ryan and Rachel can both have a point on that one. Oh, goodness. That was fun.
I don't know if you know that we've played through all of the Uncharted. Actually, I say we've played through them together. Ryan's played through all of the Uncharted, and I've sat by and watched all of them.
I do know this. 100% know this. But
And that's what we
Since
call
I-
playing them together.
Yeah, since I share that character's name, Sir Francis Drake is on my mind quite a bit.
I was just telling Stu, I think we were in middle school or right before high school when that stuff first got announced.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being at your place, and there was that game, and then BioShock, which the main villain is Andrew Ryan.
Just like they're taking our names now. Yeah. Okay, question number 6. This 2019 national champion is making his return to the Buckeye State after being selected at the top of his class.
I don't know. Last night I told Ryan that my favorite parts about basketball were the commentators and how neatly tucked in the umpires or referees' shirts are. So
that's not a joke.
It's a quip,
5 minutes watching a game, being particularly curious about how the refs' shirts stay so neatly tucked in while they're running.
It's because it's a one piece, most likely.
Ryan, 2019 champion. This is going to be wrong, but I'm going to assume Saquon Barkley.
Incorrect.
That was Ohio State, right?
Yes, that was. Stu, do you have an answer?
No. My sports knowledge is much like your Pokemon knowledge. It is severely limited.
Fair enough. I will give one more hint for 1 point. His Heisman speech sparked a massive campaign for food banks in Ohio.
Ohio. Oh, Ryan. This is Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow is correct.
Good Lord. I forgot he was from Ohio.
Well, he also transferred from Ohio State to LSU.
That's right.
So Joe Burrow is going to be the starting quarterback for my favorite team, the Cincinnati Bengals. So that's where that comes from. All right. That is my round.
Nice.
All right. I think I have the scores as follows. Stu with 4, Nathan with 5, and Rachel and myself with 11.
Well, now, if I get one question right, you lose.
Which I think might happen because my round, I had to think through all of our most iconic rounds. The silly synonyms, the after darks, the ones I'm most proud of, but I had to go back to one we did fairly recently. And this is Give a Movie a Midnight Snack, which is a before and after style round where I'm essentially going to give you a premise that is a mashup of a movie and a food or food place or food snack or something like that. These can be like a before and after, so it could be like Finding Doritos, like Finding Doritos.
Okay, never mind. I'm not going to win. I'm bad at this round.
Or we can play around, like there can be a word in the title, like it could be Lord of the Onion Rings or something like that. Should be fairly obvious on these what the answer is, but just know that it doesn't necessarily have to share the last word and first word. There's a little bit of play there. So I have 6 questions. They each essentially have 2 hints. I can kind of give a second follow-up hint for half credit if we need. And I guess just kind of call in once I finish the specific section. This is always, and the order can be switched, but it's always a movie matched up with a food thing.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. In 1800s Bangkok, this leader of Siam builds an unsuspecting relationship with a teacher who just happens to be this sneaky crowned leader. All right, second hint. This 1800s Bangkok, it's basically just a short tagline, so I'll kind of just repeat the whole thing. In 1800s Bangkok, this leader of Siam builds an unsuspecting relationship with a teacher who just happens to be this sneaky crowned leader who's often in his own fights with a clown.
I know this.
Nathan.
Burger King and I?
Yes.
Darn it! I couldn't come up with the movie name. I knew what it was talking about.
The King and I and the sneaky spy crowned leader. This is the Burger King and I.
I was not confident, but I did not catch sneaky until you said it the second time. I was like, okay, it is that.
often in his own fights with a clown. All right, 2 points to Nathan there. Question number 2. These lovable but complicated candies use humor as a means of helping those most in need, even if the medical and scientific communities don't always agree. These lovable but complicated candies use humor as a means of helping those most in need, even if the medical and scientific communities don't always agree. Just keep your eye on them, lest they cut half of your hair off.
Know what the food is.
Yeah.
This one is maybe worth a disclaimer saying that one of the words is kind of taken off a little bit. These lovable but complicated candies use humor as a means of helping those most in need, even if the medical and scientific community don't always agree. Just keep your eye on them, lest they cut half your hair off.
I think I have it.
Stu?
Sour Patch Adams?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my
That's right. I
God.
kept thinking kids was in
Right.
it. So I was like, what is Okay.
Use humor as a means of helping those most in need. And these lovable but complicated candies. That is 1 point to Stu for Sour Patch Adams.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Nice job,
Sour
Stu.
Patch Kids candy, Patch Adams. Question number 3. Confused by a string of bad dates, this woman journeys to the bar instead of waiting to better comprehend the subtle signals given out by her recent dates. Maybe it's because this classic children's drink is just a knockoff. This one's a little tough, but might be my favorite of the round. Confused by a string of bad dates, this woman journeys to the bar instead of waiting to better comprehend the subtle signs given out by her recent dates. Maybe it's because this classic children's drink is just a knockoff and can't even legally be labeled as flavored milk.
Oh, that's different than what I thought.
Nothing.
Nada.
This children's drink is just a knockoff and can't even legally be labeled as, quote, flavored milk.
I have 2 ideas for the food thing,
Okay.
but I have no idea on the movie.
A movie is a little difficult.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Yeah. Confused by a string of bad dates, this woman journeys to the bar instead of waiting to better comprehend the subtle signs given out by her recent dates. Maybe it's because this classic children's drink is just a knockoff and can't even be legally labeled as flavored milk. This would be, if you think of weird knockoff children's chocolate milk, you might get Yoo-Hoo.
Yeah.
And this is, he's just not that into Yoo-Hoo.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty good.
I was going to go with what I like about Yoo-Hoo.
Yeah.
But I was
Oh.
like,
I also thought about, as I was doing this, what would happen if somebody said like 12 things I hate about you.
yeah. That's another good one.
That's
Or
literally,
it's like
that was
10
the one I
things.
was thinking, but I couldn't come up with Yoo-Hoo.
Big summer blowout. Alright. No points there. Question number 4. After finding the remains of a Wild West drug deal gone wrong, the money was just too good to pass up and gets everyone in way over their head, even if they do have these chewy Scotch mints to freshen up after. It's really hard. You kind of have to dig parallels into the plots of things a little bit. All right, the clue after would be after finding the remains of a Wild West drug deal gone wrong, the money was just too good to pass up and gets everyone in way over their head, even with these chewy Scotch mints to freshen up after. Just know it would be way messier if Diet Coke was involved. Just know it would all be way messier if Diet Coke was involved.
I don't know. All right, Stu.
Are you reasoning with yourself?
No,
Yeah, no,
Stu,
I
give
got it.
yourself a pep talk. I heard it coming.
I don't know the movie, but I'm so this is all I can really pair together. Is this Of Mice and Mentos?
No.
Okay.
That's beautiful, though, and I love that, and it should be correct.
I have no idea what the movie is.
I don't either.
This is an iconic but dark Coen Brothers flick with Javier Bardem. This is after finding a Wild West. Well, the question's over, but Wild West drug deal gone wrong. And Diet Coke. This would be, you got the Mentos right, but this would be No Country for Old Mentos.
Oh, man, that's why. Nice.
That's really good. That's really good.
I love these. I love this round specifically.
These are always some of my favorites, to be honest.
I'm saying Ryan's delivery really got me off on that one because it was so lighthearted and fun. I was like, oh, that sounds like a funny comedy movie where the whole family's in hijinks because they took this money. I'm like, what movie is this? No, it's the one where he's like breaking people's faces with that like air pressure pump and stuff. Right.
I haven't seen it.
That was just the Mentos.
Yeah. He has a Mentos powered gun in it at one point.
All right, no points there. Question number 5. A shepherd with a shady past must break out and flee New Orleans to get back to his old casino, but not before getting to the county fair for some deep-fried irony on a stick. I'm trying not to giggle as I say this one. A shepherd with a shady past must break out and flee New Orleans to get back to his old casino, but not before getting to the county fair for some deep-fried irony on a stick. This kind of rough housing will take him all the way to the pearly gates and back. This one's literally my favorite one of the round. You really might have to deep dive into some of your knowledge on this one.
My deep fried knowledge.
Yeah, my knowledge is feeling very deep fried right now, and but unfortunately, it's so fried that it's not coming to the surface.
A shepherd with a shady past must break out and flee New Orleans to get back to his old casino, but not before getting to the county fair for some deep fried irony on a stick. This kind of rough housing will take them all the way to the pearly gates and back.
I know the movie.
Oh.
No, give me a second. I know the movie. Oh, gosh.
Think about some iconic fair food.
Oh, bloody hell.
I just keep thinking of... Well...
No, this is really bothering me because I know the movie.
This kind of rough housing will take them all the way to the pearly gates and back.
I can't get the food.
I can't get the movie.
You're stuck on the food?
I can't figure out how the food fits with the movie.
What are you thinking first?
I'm thinking Shaun of the Dead.
No.
Or one of those 2 zombie movies.
No.
Never mind then. In
what food are you thinking,
conclusion.
Stu? In conclusion.
I mean, it's a corn dog.
Yeah, well, maybe an iconic animated film going to the pearly gates and back. Maybe not everyone knows the plot off the top of their head.
I didn't know the casino part.
Yeah. A shepherd with a shady past. Could even say a German shepherd with a shady past.
God.
Yeah, has to flee New Orleans to go back to the casino. This would be all corn dogs go to heaven.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to be honest, that one went all the way over my head. So
Me too.
That's a tough plot. I mean, non-Disney movie, non-Disney animated.
I'm going to plead that I've never seen this one.
Oh,
it's good.
It's a bit of a
really
dark
good.
one.
Yeah.
I forgot there was a casino in it. So
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot the casino.
Well, I figured if I said a dog met his wrangly other dog, maybe it would give it away. But
I'm pretty sure if you would have said 2 dogs go get corn dogs, yeah, we would have cheapened the question for sure.
This kind of rough housing will take them all the way to the pearly gates and back. And don't think for 1 second I didn't spell it RUFF housing.
Oh my god.
The question's on the screen. I would have got it.
I know. All right. Question number 6. Last question of the game. Hopefully, your mystical journeys with self-adorned paths aren't made with bricks of this. Dreaming in black and white won't help you forget the orangish yellow of this food, no matter how smart you are. Not gonna lie, I didn't intend for these to be this tough.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah. I'll say the whole thing with a clue. Hopefully, your mystical journeys with self-adorned paths aren't made with bricks of this. Dreaming in black and white won't help you forget the orangish yellow of this food, no matter how smart you are. Even those in Philly can't hide behind the curtain for long.
What's an iconic food from Philly?
What's a movie that you're thinking of? Because I have the food.
I don't have the movie or the food.
Oh, okay.
I can't figure out the connection to Philadelphia.
Hopefully,
Nathan, do you want to trade?
Do you want to do a trade? Can we go whisper to each other and then come back as a council?
I like seeing this embracing of non-competition.
If you both get it right, I'm going to consider the tribunal of Nathan and Stu as a separate player in this game.
1 point.
Perfect.
Hopefully, your mystical journeys with self-adorned paths aren't made with bricks of this. Dreaming in black and white won't help you forget the orangish yellow of this food, no matter how smart you are. Even those in Philly can't hide behind the curtain for long.
Okay, then I don't know the food.
Oh, no.
I don't know any part of this.
I definitely know the movie.
So, dreaming in black and white.
Right.
Self-adorned paths made of bricks, particularly those that might be orangish or yellow. Hiding behind the curtain.
All
Philly
right, hang on.
cheesesteaks iconically made with this cheap, disgusting food.
I was going to say, I think I got it now.
Are we off the sea? The cheese wizard?
Right.
The cheese wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Jeez. I never knew how it was used.
I don't know. I didn't I knew Philly cheesesteaks, but I didn't know it was made with cheese whiz. I thought it was like melted cheddar or something.
If it's made good, in my opinion, it's made with provolone. If it's made cheap and disgusting, I think it's made with cheese whiz.
For our foreign listeners, Cheese Whiz is the cheese that comes out of a can that you see a lot of memes about on the internet about Americans using. For the record, at least I have never had it. I don't know if you guys have, but not all Americans have had it, and most of us find it disturbing.
I mean, I used to have it in the 90s when I was a kid. I'd take Townhouse crackers and Cheese Whiz and just make little sandwiches.
I'm not going to lie. When I first thought of this question, I was pretty sure it was the spray cheese. I had to look it up to realize that Cheese Whiz wasn't just the spray can.
Really?
It's not?
No, they have like a spreadable version.
No, that's totally different. Cheese Whiz is just like in a jar or in a can. It's essentially like melted-ish, like margarine consistency Kraft American cheese.
Yep.
Okay, this changes everything.
It changes nothing for me.
I tried to drip clues all throughout that. Self-adorned paths made of bricks, dreaming in black and white. No matter how smart you are, whiz. Even those in Philly can't hide behind the curtain for long. That would be the cheese wizard of Oz.
I mean, it was extremely well written.
There is no place like home. And that would be the end of the game, except for we have Stu with 5, Nathan with 7, and both myself and Rachel with 11.
Dun,
So-
dun, dun.
Before we do a tie thing, my comments before your round were a bit pro-competitive and aggressive.
Oh, you mean how I would have won if we had done the write-in like we normally would have?
Okay, you know what? Yes, let's have a tie question.
I
Forget what else I was going to say.
I actually have a good one that you
Oh.
guys can go back and forth on if you'd like.
I'm
Sure.
down.
Alrighty. So for the tiebreaker, my idea of a round is to traditionally go back and forth until somebody falters, thus declaring the other opponent the winner. And what you guys are going to be going back and forth on is companies, or I guess products, that use animals in their names.
Oh boy.
So,
Okay.
Geico would not be acceptable because it's not a gecko. But like turtle wax would be acceptable because it's a turtle.
Okay.
Does this seem doable?
Definitely.
Okay. 2 questions.
Sure.
Do they have to be real or can they be fictional?
What?
I would
I don't even know how that works.
I would
Then we
assume
wouldn't
that
even
they
know
would
he
be
just
real.
made it up.
Well, I mean, like, okay, like, does chocolate frogs work?
Oh, well, yes, because those are actually a real thing.
Are they?
Yeah,
I think
Nestle
that
chocolate
was the
frogs.
name of the product, not the company.
Okay.
I did say product.
Okay, sorry.
But I guess I should rephrase that. I would think that it would be company. The reason I say that is because, like, if you did Cobra health insurance, right? I don't know if the company is named Cobra, but the product that they offer that they're known for is Cobra. So I would personally, I would accept that as an answer.
Oh my God, this is so hard. Okay, and second question. Does it have to be a specific animal, or is animal just...
Are you trying to buy time to think of things?
No, I just don't want to give an
100%.
immediate wrong answer on
That's
a
true, right.
technicality.
Right.
Because I have what I want to say, but I feel like it could also be immediately
Oh,
wrongly.
right. I mean, if it's like a shortened version of an animal name or something like that, that's totally fine.
No, I want to say animal
The word,
crackers.
yeah, I was about to say the
Oh.
word animal crackers can't count because
Right, that does not count.
Okay.
Right, you would want to use it has to be a specific animal of some kind or another.
Okay.
So yeah, so we're looking.
Okay.
Okay, are you sure?
No.
Okay, I can do something else if you'd like to.
No, I like this. I just it's gonna be hard.
he's feeling the pressure as much as he wanted the competitives to not be here. It is here, and he's feeling the pressure of this round.
How do we decide who goes first?
I mean,
go
I would
first.
pick Rachel. I would
Somebody
pick
I'll go
Rachel
first.
first,
All right.
just for sportsmanship.
I'll go first.
Rachel, take it or kick it off whenever you're ready.
Blue Bunny ice cream.
Gummy bears.
Ooh.
Moleskin notebooks.
What?
Yeah, no, it's a
Moles
thing.
are a type of animal.
Yep.
Oh, I was only thinking food.
Oh, it can be anything, right? There's so much leeway here.
This goes back to the Sir Francis Bacon comment made earlier.
Right.
Ryan is very hungry tonight.
No. I'm curious though, given my examples of turtle wax, did you believe that was
I don't know. I
edible?
think you're bringing us outside. All right, I'm good. Gummy worms.
Oh my god.
Okay, can I challenge this?
No. That is
They're
a separate
descriptive of
animal.
a type of candy. Not a
I mean-
multiple companies use it. It's not a name for a specific product.
I know, but that's yeah. I mean, but that's why I wanted to. That's why I wanted to do generalized products or company
Okay.
names, because I feel like that is you can get a lot further with that.
Okay. Ford Mustang merchandise.
Oh, I didn't even think we were going there. Cobra car.
Is a Cobra a car?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ford Shelby Cobra.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Rachel, it's your turn.
Give me a hot second here. I didn't think Brian would last.
I know you're thrown off when he just goes Cobra car. Just
Okay. Question if I can
Yes.
make this one work. I have one to substitute it if it doesn't.
Okay.
Fossil handbags.
I would accept that. I mean, Yeah, I mean, fossils were animals at some point.
Get your Kabuto on.
You're right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'd accept it.
So can you please reiterate the overall theme of this real quick?
We are naming
Yes, gummy worms.
Yes, companies or major products that use animal names or like animals in their names.
All right.
I.e., turtle wax, gummy bears, gummy worms.
All right. I have one like Rachel that this may break the game, but I'm pretty sure it applies.
Okay.
Let's try the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a company.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it's a company name. It's a company
Sports
name.
teams have just blown this whole
Right,
category
I did not
wide
even consider
open.
that.
Wide open.
As my next ones, I will
guess-
say NFL mascots, starting with Broncos.
So to make this more challenging, you can't repeat an animal.
Ooh, okay. So is it on me?
Yes,
Yes.
it's on you.
Tortoise shell guitar pick guards.
So specific.
And or bass pick guards.
Sure.
I'm going to one-up you. Tortoise shell earrings.
Oh, you can't repeat animals, Rachel.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Oh no.
Mother of
Use your back.
pearl or oyster?
I would.
Oyster is acceptable.
Oyster is a brand of kitchen appliances.
It is. It's also crackers.
All
Yep.
right. Do these have to be real animals?
Yes.
All right.
Prehistoric ones are acceptable because we went into the fossils thing, right? So if you have like a T-Rex brand paperclip or something, that's fine.
What about a kraken?
No, it would have to be squid.
All right.
I know what you're going for. It doesn't exist.
Let's go with the San Jose Sharks.
Nice. I'm so sorry I brought this upon you.
This is gonna be the longest episode ever.
Rachel?
Gators for fishing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to take the easy way out, and I'm actually going to do a wide variety of trivia.
Appealing to Ryan's integrity. Interesting move, Ryan. Here you go.
So if would Pokemon be classified as animal?
No, they're
No.
not real.
No, they are not real.
Every round he keeps trying to bring in some fantasy element.
All animals are imaginary for Ryan. You got like 3 seconds or so.
Cheetah print. Lisa Frank binders.
I believe most of them were labeled leopard. Thank you.
I guess we'll accept it. Because we're going to run out of animals eventually.
Oh, we hope.
Oh, I'm here, and I'm here to stay. Clamshell earrings.
Didn't you? I guess oysters and clams are different.
Clamshell is a style rather than a texture.
Yeah.
Cat of nine tails. Weapon.
No, that's not how it's. It's a
Wait,
nine-tails
wait.
whip.
Tell that to Jesus.
Is that? I mean, is there a
I'm doing my
company
best
though
to
that
follow
offers
the
that as
rules.
a product? It is on Amazon.
Christ.
I mean, it is a God.
Okay, whalebone
You know, Stu-
corsets.
Oh God,
It's a thing.
it is a thing. Yes, Nathan.
Stu, I was saying, this is getting so heated that I feel like the only way we can take it up another notch is to go back to the original question that started this duel and ask an in-depth question about the King Killer Chronicles.
If you have something that would definitely break this,
First of all,
you go right ahead.
If it's
I'm
too
ready.
heated for you, let me rise up and say Phoenix Coyotes for 2 animal bingos.
Oh my!
I don't think there's bonus points in this round. I'm real proud of you.
Rachel, your turn.
The Colorado College Tigers hockey team. Look it up. I have a shirt from them.
Oh my god.
That has to be the most generic university that I've ever heard of.
It's in my hometown. It's a private liberal arts university.
Where do you go to school, sir? Colorado College. We're the Tigers. So.
Oh my god. Ryan, do we need something?
Do we? I don't know.
Are you guys going to be okay?
My face hurts so bad. This is hilarious.
We're gonna need an animal product from you, Ryan.
Can I say?
You got to give me an answer right away.
I'm gonna say Hogsmeade.
No, that is not. That is a location
In a fictional world.
in a fictional world.
Fictional counts as we proclaimed.
No, we did not
A little
proclaim fictional.
Hogsmeade butterbeer. I
Ryan
think,
proclaimed that
would
on his own.
No, fictional does not count.
You asked about like 3 fictional animals up to this point. They all were voted down.
Come on. I've worked for this.
I mean, that might do it.
I mean, I can give you another if you need it to really seal the deal.
Prove it round.
Yeah, let's do it. One more. just to
Salmon.
drive the stake.
Shorts.
Ooh,
What? Fish shorts.
is that a brand?
Pink shorts. Pink shorts.
That's
Salmon.
that's a description of a
That's
color.
a descriptor, though, right? I would say that is not a unless there's a brand or like a specific style of shorts that you would buy that is called salmon and not just the descriptor.
Basketball 21 rules. You go back to 0.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
it is.
I think Ryan lost it on the last one.
AK Salmon Sisters. They have clothes.
All right, that. Ow.
Can I be honest? In all of Ryan's like switching from gummy bears to gummy worms, I'm really upset Swedish Fish was never called out during this whole round.
I'm also
and
surprised.
I'm really upset about it.
Trader Joe's lobster gummies. They're a
I'm not
thing.
gonna
We
lie.
had them a few days ago.
About halfway through, I had bearskin rug stuck in my head, and I couldn't get off of that because I already used up bear.
You could have also gone with Python code. Like, there's so
that's a
many
good
things
one.
there. Host Gator, Crocs.
Crocs. The original animal product.
Oh, I did gators.
You did Gators. That's
You
right.
did,
That's right. Stu's out. Stu loses.
Yeah. So that was actually gonna be one of my rounds. Like that's what I started with, but I couldn't frame good questions around that. But I'm glad it came into play
I don't
here.
see how. It seems pretty simple.
So, guys, I think you guys should know, Ryan knows this. Brand-related trivia is my favorite. I love it. I love branding stuff. It's my favorite thing.
It's good to know for future rounds.
Oh my god. All right. I think congratulations, Rachel.
Am I allowed to gloat here? It feels right and wrong at the same time as we're making a less competitive atmosphere.
No, you can gloat.
Okay. Suck it!
I mean, she did just win the most messy round of trivia I think I've ever witnessed before.
All right. Congrats, Rachel.
Thank you, Ryan. Good job to you, too.
That was fun. And I hope the listeners are enjoying it. That is the end of the game. We can get to a couple picks. Each episode, a couple of us give a movie, a game, or something cool like that we recommend you check out. And Stu, today you have a pick.
I do. So my pick is a book called The Self-Sustaining Backyard, which is a book that basically talks about being self-sufficient in terms of like food production as well as like energy usage and everything on a quarter of an acre of land. Granted, you're property looks like a Stardew Valley level, but it is it's a very interesting premise. Like, I mean, some of their efficient techniques and stuff is fascinating to me, and they use some older methods of things like for water pressure and everything that really, it's just cool. It's cool that they got it all to work. Essentially, they live off the grid, but I think they're still in the neighborhood. I don't know. But I was especially fascinated by their garden and their layout of their land in order to get maximum, yield from their crops and stuff on just a quarter of an acre. And it's like a family of 4 too. It's not even like one dude is living by himself like this. It's a full family.
This is cool.
That's amazing.
You had showed it before, but this is the first time I realized there's like a wind turbine in this family's home. Yeah. Like they have they've got the solar panels, but yeah, there's also, there's like a wind turbine. They have like a rainwater tank on the roof, I think, which creates water pressure in the whole house. Like they use geothermal to heat a greenhouse. Like it's really interesting. So I guess, if you ever looking to prep for the apocalypse, this is the book to read. But if you want to just learn more about growing things efficiently in a backyard, this is also the book to read. Nice. Like I said, we were just talking about all the planting and stuff, and I read, we don't have, literally any space for anything, but I had been poking around through one of the kind of backyard gardening books by somebody who's like famous-ish in this community, I guess. His name's, I think, Mel Bartholomew. He's like the 4x4 plots of like the like the backyard plots and like how best to lay out vegetables and stuff like that, and like the proper soil mixtures and all that sort of stuff. So similar tie-in, but this looks really cool. Yeah,
it is really cool. Like I haven't really read it all the way yet or anything, but I mean, I thumbed through a couple of the chapters that I was interested in reading right away, and it was pretty informative. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. That's The Self-Sufficient Backyard by Ron and Joanna Melchior.
I think so, yes.
Melchiore. Is this, did you get it on Amazon?
No, I actually bought it through their site. It's self, I think it's self-published or authored. But yeah, they are on Amazon, which is probably the easiest way to get it. Their site is not exactly user-friendly. So buy it on, I hate to say it, buy it on Amazon.
Nice, that's cool. Yeah, I have a pick, also sort of oddly in the same vein. This summer we already talked about kind of trying to like garden, which I think a lot of people are trying to do, stave off the apocalypse and the pandemic and whatnot. But one other thing I got into was fermenting foods for the first time. So I was excited to try some of that out. So these are, there's a couple different varieties on Amazon, but are essentially fermentation lids that are essentially a mason jar lid with a little hole, and it essentially works as you put it on, and oxygen can come out of the food, carbon dioxide comes out of the food, but oxygen can't get in, so it doesn't lead to rot or anything like that. Similar process for like brewing beer or anything else. And they're just like little kind of little plastic things. I don't even know what you call it, like little spouts that go on the top of the lid. And it keeps everything sealed in so that natural fermentation of food can work. And we've done it with cabbage to make sauerkraut, as well as like carrots and cherry tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that, which is nice because it tastes good and there's certain health benefits along with it. But it also just helps you lessen the risk of throwing out a bunch of good vegetables.
Yeah, nice. That's really cool.
So yeah, that's been super fun so far. So yeah, it's been cool.
It's been very interesting. It's been very tasty. I like experiments where I get to have food.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Did you say that was a specific brand of those, or was it just the item itself?
These ones are on Amazon, and I'll link them. They just have like a little gasket seal thing, but there's a handful of different varieties. These ones are made by Jillmo, Jillmo, which is a random Amazon seller. But anything with this kind of gasket seems to work. And I've used something similar in the past, so it worked pretty well. But yeah, it's like you just put all the food in basically with salt brine of a certain concentration, just a couple tablespoons per jar per 16 ounces or whatever. It's pretty easy to figure out. And then we just have some like pickling spices like coriander seeds and different stuff. So that all goes in. Just let it sit on the counter for a couple weeks or for a week or so and taste it. And it tastes really good. It kind of tastes, my first thought when I bit into a cherry tomato that was fermented, I was like, it kind of tastes like all the juice that is in this is now carbonated.
Huh.
Yeah. It's very interesting. It's very interesting, but it was very good.
But yeah, it's been really good. Nice kind of acidic taste to it and everything. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good practice just to get more into preserving foods and stuff. And I think pretty soon we'll try some like preserved lemons and some other stuff. So I'm excited to keep doing that. But yeah, I'll put this link in. But if you just look up like fermentation lids, you'll find something. It's like $15 or so.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So
nice.
That's my pick. And if you're listening, shout out something else that we can kind of talk about on the show. You can email us at thingsthatgetwrong@gmail.com if you have any trivia topic ideas, which we've gotten a few that hopefully we'll get to put to use pretty soon. You can also find the website at thingsthatgetwrong.com and see all the past episodes and everything. And thanks, Nathan.
Thank you
For coming on the show.
Yeah,
really
anytime.
Yeah. Really excited. I guess tell everyone what you're doing. I know you're streaming and working on some other stuff.
Yeah, streaming twitch.tv/melonhawk. I think last time I was on, I said I was doing like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, that didn't last forever. So Mondays are my current constant, and then I kind of make my schedule from there on Twitter and stuff like that. So, and I'm currently working on getting a YouTube all set up and ironed out. So
Nice.
should have that up by next week.
Excellent.
Ooh, sweet. What's the go-to going to be there? Just gaming news or something else?
No, I think it's going to be, I'm still working on stuff. I'm not going to lie. It'll probably have some React Andy type content in there for a little bit.
Sure.
So me reacting to stuff, and then gameplay and VODs and stuff from the Twitch channel as well.
Nice. I love it.
Excellent. Keep us posted.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, we'll have you back on before too long. And yeah, from Nathan here, from the team here, until next time, we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.